Hello, girls. So, today, put you down too far. Today, we are going to do foundation. Okay, so I've done my eyebrows, I've done my eyes. They're quite basic. Okay, so not too much makeup. It's probably the one day a week that I will put makeup on. So hopefully you are all at this stage where you've done your eye makeup, you're sitting with like panda eyes, you're not sure if you like it, and this is where I'm saying to you, we're going to go to the next stage because it always gets better looking at the next stage, okay? So, foundations. How do we know which foundation suits your skin best? So the best thing that you can do is get your foundations and put a blob of foundation, 2 or 3 different shades, onto the jawline. And whichever one matches your neck is the one that is meant for you, okay? So obviously it all depends. I love foundations that I'll wear every day. And then I have foundations that I wear going out because I'm going to be as brown as I can. Then for them in between days when I have a little bit of tan on but I'm not orange as such, I have to mix my foundation, start mixing foundations because I've got a dark one, I've got a light one, and because I'm normally pure white. So to go in between, I end up mixing them until I get to the stage that I'm at. So what foundations do you use at the minute? There are so many out there. So many. So I'm going to go through a few that I have. Over this last wee while, I have really stopped buying makeup because I have got so much makeup in my drawers. And like, for instance, right, I've got these chips. This one, I'm actually just going to throw this in the bin right now. This one is, well, actually, let's just check it. I see, this is why I've got so much makeup. Well, there's still a bit in that, so I'll keep that one. Do you know, like, I have a tube here of foundation. I'm really tempted. I really want to throw this in the bin, but I can't. I'm a hoarder. I don't know about the rest of you, but I have so many different things, and I'm like, no, I might use that someday. Never use it. I really should use it and get it used up. Tubes like this here, girls, cut them open. Do you see when you can't squeeze any more out of them? Cut them open. There is so much more left in it. So yes, I'm a little bit of a hoarder, but I'm going to start using down all my products, and then what I'll do is I'll buy the ones I like and the ones that I'm going to use, as opposed to having like loads all the time. So this one here actually is one of my absolute favourites, Alamasca, okay? You get this Alamasca out of the Makeup Pro store. So I always use this, but I only ever use this for a night out because you do pay more for it. And see, when I go to work, I don't know about yous, but I do not care if I've got any makeup left on my face by the time I come home. I'm kind of hoping that it's nearly off so that I don't have to take it off. So I try to keep this for when I am going out. To be fair, this is really done. Like, I am really scraping the bottom end out of this. It's really done. Would I buy it again? No, I definitely wouldn't. I love it. It is good, but I just think now, I got that years ago, and because the makeup industry is so big now, you can get just as good for probably just as cheap or cheaper. So no, I wouldn't buy that again, but it is good. I'm not saying it's not good. So I'll put these as ones that I have that I'm hoarding, that I'm not going to let you see. Not that I'm not going to let you see, there's just no need. I'll show you the ones that I do use all the time, okay? And I will always buy these ones again. So my first one, this is my favourite and the cheapest. My first one is the Primark Perfect Finish Foundations. They are £2.50. I think they used to be £2, but they're now £2.50. This one is ivory shade, okay, so it's probably one of the lightest. I always buy the lightest of everything. Like, my concealer's always the lightest because I want that area to be lifted the best. But when I have absolutely no tan on, I am pure white, so you have to go white. The reason I love buying a whitish one is because if you get a darker one, you always have this to mix. So you might put in 2 blobs of the dark and 1 blob of this, or you might put in 1 of this and 1 of this. Do you know, you can never go wrong with having an ivory in anything, so get that. The other one I have is Toffee. That's a really tan shade, as you can see. but that's for when I have tan on. Now girls, these are $2.50 each, so a fiver for the two of them. I wear these in nights out. I wear these to weddings. I wear these in days out. I love them. I always think, do you see, as long as your skin's not oily, if you have oily skin, the makeup tends to wear off quicker. Now you can still use these products, but you need to make sure that you have popped on a primer that is good for oily skin. So what the primer does is the primer makes your skin matte, which is not oily, so it kind of dries it out, so that when you put on your foundations, it sticks to it. So yeah, brilliant. I really need Primark open, because my ivory one, my light one that I use all the time, is like really, really, really starting to run down. And if Primark doesn't hurry up and open up, I'm just not worth it. Although I will get something out of the chemist, but for $2.50, like, I would drive from Limavady to Derry to buy this for $2.50 rather than pay a fiver for one in Limavady. So yes, very, very good. I got this one a couple of weeks ago out of the Avon just to try it, because I just thought I'll give it a go. I think it was like a tenner. It's very good. Really, really good. So my favourite is Note foundation. If you have not used Note foundation, you need to go and buy it. I have heard about this for ages. I've talked about it. It's like, must try it, must try it, must try it. My problem with me is I hate shopping, okay? Like, if you went through my wardrobe, you would know I hate shopping, because I have no clothes. I hate trying on in shops, because you go to shops and you try stuff on, but you've got a coat on, you've got a jumper on, and you more than likely, like me, have two Waynes fighting in the middle of the shop. So trying on in shops is a nightmare. So I just try to avoid them. I do tend to buy so much online. And I think now with the whole lockdown thing, people are being forced to buy online. I didn't have a website for my shop, for my salon, because I just thought, you know what, if anybody wants it, they can come in and get it. I'm not putting money into a website. And do you know what, to see in lockdown, I have made a website, and it has been amazing, and it's done so well, because people are now being forced to shop online, so they have to shop online. And I think when this all ends, we will still be reluctant to shop online, okay? So Gordon's Chemist, I know for a fact, sells Note foundation. You may get it somewhere else. So I bought this. This is shade number 4, which is called Sand. It is too dark for me. Not that it's too dark for me, it's grand when I've got tan on, but I really, really need a light one of this, because I've put, like, I've tan on at the minute, but that's just simply because in lockdown, it's really hard to motivate yourselves. And I don't know about you girls, but some days I'm stuck in this house, and I do have a lot of work to do. Like, I'm working every day from home, but it's just the fact that I'm stuck in this house. And I do get out for walks, and I do go out and about, and the girls' granny lives down the road, so we'll go down and sit in the garden, have a cup of coffee. So I'm seeing other people, but it's just the fact that I'm not seeing, like, it's my ex-mum-in-law, and she's amazing to me, and she's fantastic to me, and I love her to bits, but I miss my own family, and I miss my own friends. I can't go down to her and rant the way I do. So I always try to pop on a bit of tan once a week or once a fortnight in lockdown, just to keep your spirits up. This is why doing your makeup in the house, I think it's come, as much as it's online and it's not as maybe easy to learn online, but it's at a really good time, because if you're mummies and stuck in the house all the time, or just stuck in the house, I think it's great for you to go down to your room for an hour, get somebody, or get peace and quiet just to look at, just to try it for yourself. When you do your makeup, and like, because you're all doing really well, and you see an outcome and you see how you've progressed, it'll be like, I can do this. I'm amazing. I'm ready to take on the world, and Rhonda says you're ready to take on the world. So yes, this sand colour is good for when I've got tan on, okay? But I will still mix it with a little bit of this. Now, I love makeup, love having makeup on, but I hate having makeup caked in my face. So I was dubious of this Note foundation, because I don't like to feel as if I've got a load of makeup on, because I'm, especially now in lockdown, I'm so used to not having it. I don't wear an awful lot of makeup normally, but I don't want to feel heavy. I don't want to feel as if I want to get it off my face. So this is great, but what I will say about this, if you get this, a tiny bit goes a long way. And I'm going to use this today just to show you because it's got the best coverage. A wee tiny bit, honestly. And if you want more, if you like that really heavy look, certainly pile it on. But I just don't like to feel too caked, okay? So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of this on. Okay, so I'll move these down in a wee second so you can see my jaw and my neckline. So do you see the two different shades? So let's move these down a bit. So I do think, right, that this one is better for my tan. This one's obviously way too light, like that's nearly like a concealer. But this, is it going to be too dark? More than likely. So what I'm going to do now is mix the two of them. Now this is a foundation brush that I use. You can use like a flat brush. I used to use this and then get a bigger brush and blend it in, but I find that this kind of just does the two jobs in one. Some people put foundation onto their brush. Personally, I put foundation straight onto my face because I don't like wasting products going into my brush. I want my products on my face, not my brush, okay? So if I mix these together, you'll see that I'm just blending them out just to get rid of them. So I do think I need a little bit of, like, you can really see here where there's not as much sunlight, the difference in the colour of my face and my neck. It's a wee bit harder to see on this side. So now, when you're putting foundation on, your foundation has to come down your neck, okay? Please, girls, always take your foundation down your neck, even if it's just a wee bit, because I don't really see it that much now, to be fair, but when I was growing up, I went to an all-girls school and every day they came in and their faces was bright orange and their necks was white. It was awful. It's probably just that era, to be fair. You don't see it as much anymore, but please take it down your neck, especially if you've got tan on, because what we want to do is blend. Your neck needs to blend into, your face needs to blend into your neck, okay? We don't want to have that sharpness. I do find that when I put on blusher and stuff, sometimes my face is that little bit more oranger, but I mean, that's okay as long as it's not drastic of a difference, okay? And always make sure and do your ears, especially if you've got tan on, because you're going to be brown. You're going to make your face nice and brown, and then your ears is going to be white. My nose is actually that on. When I do my foundation, I tend, if I've got tan on, or if you are like quite swarthy skin, do try and take out the tiniest shades lighter than your tan. And the reason I say that, now that's not everybody's preference, again, it's my preference. When I put on like bronzer on my cheeks and on my neck and all the rest of it, if I have, right, say I'm orange from tan, if I am orange from tan and I make my face orange to match the tan and we're all matching and it's perfect, then whenever you put on bronzer or contour, that area that you're putting that bronzer on now gets darker. And if that's getting darker, you've now went from being dark brown, kind of orange, to having dark brown, even oranger cheekbones. And you don't want that. It's just not a good look. So pop the foundation on, just like I've done. And all I'm going to do now is just rub this all around, okay? Now, this is when your eyeshadow's all going to start to come together. I'm going to try and do one side of the face. And now I'm not going to have any panda eyes anymore. So, look at the difference there. It's quite hard because my daylight's coming in there. So you've got this, and then you've got this, okay? So, like, personally, I think my eyes is just starting to look so much better. I've got quite a natural look on because I'm just going out and about for a few messages today, and I've tan on. Everybody always, sometimes when I have tan on, people always say to me, just realised I've no mascara on, people always say to me, oh my god, you've made such an effort, look at you, you've got a full face of makeup on tonight. And it's like, no, I had to put makeup on because I put tan on, and if I come out of the face with, or out of the house with no makeup on my face, I'm just going to look really ridiculous. But honestly, girls, get tan on lockdown. If you wear tan, some people don't wear tan. I do. I love being dark all the time because I'm always white, so I like to be dark. So I might put a tiny bit more on. So the way that feels on my face is, I don't even feel as if I have any on. If I'm honest, I seem to have a brown mark there. I don't feel as if this is caked on. I think I'm going to leave it. I don't think I'm going to put any more on because whenever I look in my mirror straight on, I've got enough on. Because I'm going to bronze and all after. So that is your foundation routine. It is so easy. So like I say, if you are a complete beginner on this course, make sure and concentrate on eyes, because eyes is going to be the hardest. Now, what you're going to do after you've got foundation on is just put a little bit of setting powder on. And that's just to take away the wetness of your face. So that it's set in place, if that makes sense. If you have put on foundation and you find it's a little bit dark or it's a wee bit too much, once you put your setting powder on, it tones it down the whole shape. So I've just dabbed in, and I'm going to brush that off because loads fall, and you're literally just brushing that over the face, okay? You don't want too much of this because too much of this just is messy. It's literally just to dry out the foundation. And that should keep your foundation on all day. And this is just a fluffy brush, just because it's soft on the face. When I do this stage, sometimes I find that I go over my eyebrows, and my eyebrows may get a little bit white or get a little bit of foundation on. That's fine, girls. Do you see, whenever you're finished, just get your eyebrow brush and just go back over it. So that is simply your foundation routine. So easy, can't go wrong, as long as you get the right shade and get a foundation that you are comfortable with, and you can't go wrong. My eyes look so much better already, but I need to get mascara on now. Okay.